maybe start with 10 grams, 7 grams, then you see the response and go, not immediately. What's your average rate? You give 10, 5, 7?
Are we talking fertigation or soil growth?
No fertigation. Please don't do fertigation here, because if you want to fertigate this, then you give food also to this one, and you don't. You have to go by hand here.
Be in real trouble.
By hand, really.
So you want to say we are getting more than sufficient growth in a whole year, that we should have to at least 1.5 foot growth for a whole year?
Absolutely, 1.5 feet. It's like this.
I don't even want them that
It
big.
will probably
On apple,
4 years.
on apple, I want this big.
1 feet.
I want this big on apple, and then fill in. Look, this big. They're touching it.
Exactly.
Now I got 2 feet, and I'm going to have another 2 feet. Where are they going to go? Then you're going to say they're too tight. We better cut it.
Yeah.
Which is what we wanted you to do in the first place.
That's why I had this question that I want
No.
to bend this whole branch.
We don't bend.
Okay.
The only reason you're
we are
bending
having-
is because we
The whole
put too
story is
much
we are applying
nitrogen.
too much of nitrogen.
Yeah.
Exactly.
We are creating too much wood.
Exactly.
That's why we need
We
bending.
want bend.
We have to cut
So
down the
don't
nitrogen
give
so that
fertilizer,
we have
and
around
then you
1
can
feet of
pay
annual
us a
growth.
big beer and a
But it
pizza
depends on
because you
orchid
don't have
water
to
And to
pay
make
your
a balance of
workers.
nitrogen, we are also applying potassium
मेरे
phosphorus
लॉज
just
वो रेट हर्ट हो
to
मेगा कैनोपी 1
just to
ईयर
make the
बेंड कर लो हमारे लेबर
whole branch in a balance,
अगर हम बेंड
so
कर
that
पा रहे हैं हेक्टेयर्स में थोड़ी
the
ना
vegetative growth will convert into spur and for next year fruit.
You're over fertilizing it. You're keeping it vegetated.
Exactly.
Yes, yes,
You're
yes.
not making fruit buds.
I got my point.
So no,
I
you
got my
did
point
not got it.
cleared.
Don't. I'm. It's not the first time I'm in India. I was here plenty of times,
Yes.
and I've seen always too much vegetation. I make the same joke. Save the money, go on holidays with your wife.
नेक्स्ट टाइम कम टू माय फार्म फॉर अ चेंज
So next year, what would you do next year? I think I'd start with 0 nitrogen
Exactly.
and see where you grow, and then you get about now, and it's maybe a little weak. Then we give the weak trees a little bit. This guy doesn't need any next year. We'll cut these back, and I think you'll be just about where you want to be because they'll regrow. You got a nice one right here. You'll be just where you want to be without any more nitrogen.
So normally, when in the winter time you're gonna cut this back here, you want a reaction like this. You want some nice growth, maximum like this. That's what we want.
Even these little guys. I mean, we put fruit on all this
That's
stuff.
what we want.
So that way we can come closer in our plant
Our
plantation.
goal on tall spindle is
At least 3 feet, or you can say 2.5.
This one, exactly this.
2.5 feet exactly.
3, whatever it is. 70, 80,
And
90
these are the
centimeters.
things that we want to achieve. Like
Yes.
this. Not
But
even this.
no.
you know what
even
the
After bending, we are getting spur formation over
See-
here, and
see that
we are
branch?
getting shoot over here.
the number one. Go ahead.
Please, you continue. I'm saying in to talk. Yes.
The number one rule of pruning tall spindle is what? We call it the 2-to-1 rule. If a branch is half the size of the trunk, it comes out. And it's almost that size. So that was really big in the wintertime. So we might already cut that out in the spring.
What we can do to now correct it now, size? Can we stop it by summer pruning, reduce the vigor?
I would just leave it and no more nitrogen.
Exactly.
And then next spring, anything that's too vigorous, we stub it, let it regrow to the size you want, no more nitrogen. That's what I would do.
And next year we need apples on the trees.
So we are doing Stephen totally wrong. But what we all are doing, not me. We are putting nitrogen.
Too much.
Like we have attained this much length of the feather. Now next task of our is to bend it down like this,
You're
and
making
But
a whole job that
I
doesn't
never
need to
told you bending. Who told you bending?
It's our local, it's our traditional practices that.
No, it's not an American way,
I mean, the
He's more American than everybody else.
happen. We haven't done it in 20 years. We did it in 1998.
maybe we are referring to the old textbooks then.
Wasn't even, nobody's written a textbook back then.
So this thing should not be made that you want to say.
I don't want that branch.
Then
It's too big here.
It depends. If you have no other fruits on the trees, then keep 2 apples. But normally, in a nice balanced orchard, you want to cut it back to a thumb and wait a nice reaction the next year.
The quality fruit we are getting here, we will not get
So-
that
so-
much quality over here.
Look,
That's
look, look at
exactly
the
what
tree
it is.
right behind you with the fruit on it.
Yeah.
When you have that crop load on it, you're not getting all that growth.
Exactly.
And that's what we want. This tree didn't have the growth. Watch. This tree has no apples, so with all that same nitrogen probably, it's way too much.
Exactly. Back in 2018, I guess I had a text message with you, and the same concern I was having regarding nutrition. I was just checking out my previous history of Facebook. Then again, find out my whole concern was that time also it was regarding nutrition. At that time,
What was the question then? I don't remember.
I will share. I will check it and I will again share it with you. My again concern is should we control the NPK, the nutrition we are putting in? Should we control it or should we? Exactly, we are the problem.
सिंपल बोर्ड है ना, ये जो ग्रोथ आ रही है ना नाइट्रोजन से आ रही है, ये नाइट्रोजन को स्टॉप करने के लिए बोल रहे हैं.
Excess with nitrogen,
So,
only
so
problem
here's
is
what. Let me talk nutrition for a second. So what we do on nutrition, I try to get everybody to do soil and leaf every year. By their major varieties, you don't necessarily do every variety, but if you have two varieties, you do both. I want to make sure the leaf is picking up the soil. That tells me a lot, having both.
Okay.
I adjust the P and Ks usually separately. If the whole orchard needs P and K, or if it needs micronutrients, we look at sulfur. Boron, we spray our strips with for herbicide. So usually we put our boron down every year because it's soluble. We put that down in the strips. But other than boron and sulfur, P and K, that's kind of the whole floor gets that. Nitrogen is based primarily, except for new trees, it's primarily on the growth habit that it does the first year. If it's weak, we'll give it a little more. But we rarely would ever go over 40 pounds per acre. The only exception is on a full-grown Gala, because of Li Lang Chang, I was telling you that one is a heavier user, it's a higher amount. But most varieties in the U.S., it's way lower, because if we overdo it, we get this kind of happening. We don't have hand labor to bend. We don't want to bend. We don't have to, is the point. But we also have apogee. We also have other growth regulators, so we have a little bit of that. There's two things I was going to show. This is Red Delicious.
Yes, this is delicious.
So see, here's where I was talking about, where you get that blind. You had a 1 year whip, and then so we could have. I would have had my guys spray the leaves when they came out to make feathers, but some varieties in this tree, they never leafed out. So now I'm stuck. I got a foot here with no. So this is where right after or right before bud break, you do the paint with the promoin on that wick. Anywhere you had another one here, you'd have the same thing. You had a foot. So got to do it at the right time. 1 year wood, but that would have made it feather all the way up.
What is the best
Again,
time
what
to do
was the
that?
ratio you
Right
told?
before bud
5%
swell. So
people.
right as it's thinking about moving. Now, if you got a lot of trees, you got to start a little bit. But before bud break, you can't see any green in the bud, and usually the terminal is going to be opening
Maybe
first.
silver tip or something.
So you just leave it. Just don't do that. But this guy, you just if you
What
got
was the
if
ratio
you got a
you
block
told
that
for
half the
that?
trees need a little touch up, it'll make a nicer tree for you.
Exactly, what was the ratio you told for that paint that you told? Prominent.
The deal is I want to make feathers. The only way to make feathers is to spray with Promoin or 6BA. We got only
That's
Promoin.
exactly what was the ratio
No. Hang
prominent.
on. You asked the question. I got to answer.
Right.
So there's two ways to do it. If that leaf leaves out and gets about like this, I can spray it. The trouble is on a lot of varieties, that 1 year whip, we have it with Fuji, might be 2 feet tall, and we don't know if those buds are going to open.
It's simply blind.
They're blind. Yeah,
Yes.
but if we paint them, we can use a much higher concentration. That's the reason we paint. Instead of spraying with 400 parts, we can put 5,000 in with the paint, and then we're going to get the breaks. Because it's
5,000
slow.
कितना होगा?
5,000 people. इनका
50 ml in
कैलकुलेट करना पड़ेगा ना स्ट्रेंथ के ऊपर.
okay.
Does that
5,000
help? I
people.
mean, there's a perfect. That's what I was talking about at the other place, where you get that 1 foot of blind or 2 feet.
Right.
And I see a few in there. I mean, it might not be every tree, so you just go through the ones that need it. The ones that need it, you give it a shot.
We
Yeah.
all have like blind patches.
Yeah, and you don't
Even
want
on
to.
some
Not
older
you, everybody in the world. It's not an Indian problem. You always think we are everybody in the world
We all have it.
have this problem.
And the guys that go do that or spray, they fill the tree up. They
Exactly.
get more yield.
Then it's up to you. You want to do this, you want to do notching, it's up to you.
So this is really nice concept. If we manage,
We should again try this one.
if
One
we don't
second,
do bending,
Vishal is speaking.
if we don't do bending, we are wasting lots of money and
Yeah.
It's a lot
time
of
and doing
time.
money.
Even if your
in
labor's
bending.
not what ours is, it's still a lot of money to you. Use it for something else.
That's a very nice concept. I'll
You-
do
you
it.
know.
Then
Right.
bending, believe me, bending, the branch becomes longer, 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 longer. Then you need to plant 20 feet by 10 feet. Then you go back 20 years, plant seedlings, you know. If you want to move versus high density, you have to adapt on all the agronomical methods and concepts of high density. That's the way. If you want to do high density with seedling technology, it's not matching.
So I want you to say how much growth maximum in 1 year.
It's nobody is dying if it's 2 feet, but I would
That's
say
enough.
again, ideally 1, max 1.5. But if I say 1 feet, then keep in mind you have monsoon, okay? So maybe still,
Your growing season may be longer.
Exactly,
Yes,
yeah.
it's
You
longer.
have
It's definitely
fertilizer.
longer than mine. I don't know.
and then water. I mean, you can get up to 1800 mm of rain.
Yes, we have.
We get
see what we would do.
900 in 1 year.
What we would do is in the U.S. we could turn the water off.
Exactly.
You know, it gets to be August 1st. We got enough growth. We're only going to irrigate if it's a total drought and the fruit won't size. But otherwise, we just cut the water back. You guys with
From
the
the
monsoon
sky.
can't do that.
Exactly. So you normally will have a natural growth in July, August, and September probably. So maybe it's even better to have a feed now, and then let's hope not to heavy monsoon and whatever.
When do you irrigate? Like, do you have moisture sensors? Like, at
Yes,
work?
that was the. I was going to do that at the other orchard, but we were late. The biggest thing we were talking about it on the way here. The biggest way is nobody monitors the soil, and you can't tell what's down in the subsoil. And what we find is my farmers are just as guilty. I would bet 80% have trickle irrigation, and I would bet 10% of that 80 actually monitor the moisture.
100%.
Okay, so we use gypsum. We don't use tensiometers, the glass ones. They're a lot more money. We use these gypsum blocks
We also-
with 2 wires and a little hand reader.
Okay.
But we put one down at like 12 inches so we see what the subsoil is. And then we put one at like 6 to 8 so the topsoil. When that subsoil saturated, that's good. What we don't want is just the top to be moist and we lose the subsoil water. So early in the season before your monsoon, you've got to make sure you maintain the subsoil water. Otherwise, it's just going to suck it out, and that's the biggest mistake that my guys make. They don't. They wait too long to start to trickle.
So the unit is CB, right? How do you read the moisture readings? We
Well,
Centivars.
it's on a gauge and it
Centivars.
measures water potential. So you have to. I couldn't tell you in my head. It depends on which system, but
It's a negative number.
yeah.
We also have the same.
So
And if
so
you
it-
don't have this technology, take a shower, make a
but they're not that expensive. The gauge is
No,
like,
no,
we
no.
have
the gauge is like $125, $150.
we do have tensiometers.
and
I have
the
installed it
blocks
at
are
the
like
orchard.
$25. They're not a lot.
No,
of
we
money.
do have soil moisture.
So you just have to learn how to read it and what it means. Now here's the thing: once you have those in a couple places in the orchard, you take a reading a couple times a week, 3 times a week,
we have mobile, like we have the app, and it shows real time.
and well, that's even better. You learn where your moisture is, and what you'll learn is okay. I need to water 2 hours every other day, or your subsoil's starting to go dry. I'm not getting enough. I got to water 3 hours.
Exactly.
So after
That's what we
a
do.
couple of weeks, you'll figure out what your schedule is. You don't have to be out there every day.
But always combine it with the weather forecast. 'Cause
Definitely.
if today I should irrigate, tomorrow the forecast is 6 hours of rain, then save money, save fuel, save water, and wait, it's coming from the
I
sky.
think everybody does that over here. We
No.
all have, no?
No, 100%.
Not 100%.
You
we
think
do.
everybody is doing that, but then it's easier saying irrigate Monday and Thursday.
No, we don't do that.
I know that somebody can. I'm doing that in my orchard as well in Italy. So 100% people are doing it here. Why? Because everybody's lazy at a certain point of the year, and that's exactly where we should not be lazy.
When does the monsoon start here?
Last week of June or sometime first week of July.
Weather has
It's a
been
month
very,
away.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
weather has been very erratic and very like unpredictable. Like yesterday night, it has also rained.
But you didn't. How much did we get? Half an inch? Not a whole.
कितना बताया rain गॉज ने? He must be having the
much.
readings.
I can check it.
Well, what I would say is,
Maybe 5 mm, maybe 5-10 mm.
Nothing.
it's not really dry. If you know what the subsoil is, if you can hold off on the water now, that'll help keep this growth down
Exactly.
until the monsoon. Then you can't do anything. But up until the monsoon, I would
Right,
keep
yeah.
this on the dry side.
Keep them thirsty. Yeah. Keep them more thirsty than
yeah,
on the water.
keep it on the dry side.
Exactly. 100%. And then also sometimes it's not that bad, but sometimes the planting depth is on the deep side. Huh? So it's okay, but sometimes this is on the limit like this.
Yeah, you want to end up where that graft is at least 2-3 inches above.
Okay.
Because otherwise, I've seen where the scion will throw a root down.
It's like
And it's not just at the graft; it'll actually throw a root off. And so you want to end up at planting where it's 3, 4, 5 inches above, not 8, but enough that it can't scion root, because you'll have a big tree through your net.
otherwise it's perfect here, huh? Just a little bit
works
too
wonderful.
vigorous. Yeah.
And the
Next
only other
year-
thing I would tell you guys know in the U.S. and probably in Europe, where we're mechanized, on tall spindle we're using hedgers. We hedge all this
Sometimes
stuff.
as well, yeah.
So all
No
this-
excuses there, right?
No, so we make we dormant prune, take all the big cuts out, but anything that would stick out here would be cut off.
Yeah.
And so what that does is it moves all the fruit closer to your canopy. So you keep your fruit. Guys that have been doing it for 3 or 4 years, they're mature trees. All the fruit's like here. It's not on these 2 feet guys. If this was out here, that would have been cut off.
Because naturally the tree, if you're not pruning it, it will make the fruits always outside. It will just move the fruits away from the trunk. We don't want that. I mean, we want to keep it nice to the trunk.
Most guys usually, I think it varies with variety, but usually the summer solstice, June 21st, they'll mow it, they'll grow a couple inches and put a fruit bud on it.
Yeah.
And it stops.
Exactly.
And that's the perfect idea. Yeah. So it just keeps the tree.
And then-
now you don't have mower. Let me finish the thought. You don't have a hedger because you can't drive. So you come down and anything that's sticking out, you got
Yeah.
use your hand labor. You're going to save from bending. And
Yeah.
do a little hedging. Serious.
And then you have varieties where you can really do this pruning. If you would have varieties like in the US Cosmic Crisp, which is a tip berry,
variety.
so then
all this wood, if
you
you don't do
need
it.
a little bit longer branches, but then the planting distance is a little bit wider.
As you lose fruit.
Okay,
So, according to our condition, at what time you suggest to do that hedging?
pruning.
June 21st for us. The
It's
summer
the
solstice.
longest day of the year.
The day changes.
Yeah, exactly.
I have one more question, if you don't mind.
There's never just one more. There's never just one more question.
Monsoon is the
Actually, what
problem.
the problem is, we can do everything up till this height. We are putting much more money and much more effort for the extra 2.5 feet. Can we contain the tree up to 6 feet?
What's the name of the system that they lay the tree down and they grow the uprights?
Yeah. You can.
I was telling about it away here. That would do this trick.
Yes. Then you go up.
I can't
to
think of the name.
6 feet.
The guy in New Zealand did.
Yeah.
We do it on cherries.
Yeah, kind of UFO
UFO
system.
UFO system.
UFO on
to
cherries. On cherries, it's called UFO.
Okay.
Yes.
The guy in New Zealand.
Multi-leader trees.
The guy in New Zealand. But you take one tree, you take a tree about every 5 or 6 feet.
And you bend
First
it down.
year, and you're going to bend it all the way down, and then you're going to save off the bend. So you got it like this. You might have to do a little promo in there, maybe. But you're going to get shoots coming up, and you're going to train each of those shoots to be your fruity shoot. The one at the base closest to the trunk might be too big and want to go bigger, but the guy as you get towards the tip, they're not going to be as vigorous. So that would keep your canopy. That's the thing I was thinking. He asked me the same question. That would keep your canopy shorter. I don't know how you would do it here unless you came back and
You have
do
to
it.
just recut it back all the
Cut
time.
it, always cut it to a side shoot. You never cut it off here.
Because it's,
You got to cut it to a side shoot, but you're really losing so much volume that way of tree.
Yeah.
I think doing the bend with the UFO system, you'd have to play with it, but they're doing it commercially.
We reduce this distance if we are reducing the tree height.
yeah, but there is always a limit, huh? Because
Yeah,
I
you
know
could-
you don't have tractors, nothing. But once this row is here, then there is shadow, you know, then less
You're still going to
flowers.
be,
I mean,
you're going to be 6-7 feet. You're not going to be 12.
it's
but-
a nursery then, it's not an orchard anymore, huh?
Yeah, so you don't want the top shading the bottom of the other side, or you lose your fruit buds on the other side from the shade.
I would say if you go until this wire, I think it's okay. It's okay. And often, as taller as you go, then you lose all the apples in the lower part. You know, it's the same in Italy. There are guys that go 5 meters, but if they go 5 meters, they are not picking many apples in the lower part.
We
As
also-
you reduce it down to 3, you know, you have the same crop.
We also see that here
Yeah.
some places.
So it's.
कोई questions है किसी और?
Anybody else have questions?
But all in all, it's done in a good way. Yeah, really. Congratulations.
Any questions from you guys? What do you want to know? Anything?
You have reduced our lots of work, really. I
I
must say.
think if you stop bending, and yeah, you'll save a lot
We
of
were
money.
doing
and
it
time.
all wrong. Now we have to. We've seen it all through the whole.
I remember a couple of years ago the other orchard. It was like 3-year, 4-year orchard and such a trunk. I remember. No, they look very good. Just next year we need 30 apples per tree here. Vishal, sorry, next year we need 25, 30 apples per tree. It would be nice to have that.
I think he'll get it very easy.
Yeah, no, I know, but this
You're
is.
already making some fruit buds. then.
Yeah, yeah.
And so you have red delicious as a pollinator.
Yes.
Okay.
After every 4 lines I put 1 line.
Make sure you take a leaf sample in here on mature leaves and see where your nitrogen is.
Yeah.
What is the best time to take leaf sample?
For us, I think it's mid-June to mid-June.
Maybe before monsoon starts
Before
here.
harvest maybe.
Yeah, but this is late
This is late.
because it's already monsoon. I would do
May
it
would
before
be
monsoon, then I don't know.
May सही रहेगा.
Middle of the growing season.
And that way you'll see what your nitrogen, that's the best way. Besides growth, that's the only other way to look at your nitrogen.
Absolutely.
I remember last year report it was around 2.5%.
I don't know the number.
Soil nitrogen always comes out to be low.
For a lot of people.
See, we don't
For a
even
lot of people.
we don't even test the soil for nitrogen.
No?
We don't even
I know
test.
this.
We don't even test for nitrogen.
It's not
So
accurate, no?
More accurate is how much growth am I getting?
Exactly.
And what the leaves say.
Therefore, also before, I'm always saying the same recipe. It's nice to have a recipe, but we are not cooking a plate of pasta, which is the same everywhere in the world. We are in an orchard, in a field, different soil, different rain, different whatever, you know. So it's not the same recipe. Will not work in South Africa, Italy, Himachal, USA.
But a lot of
100% not.
But a lot of people refer
The
to
same
soil.
recipe of pasta will work in Italy, India, South Africa, USA, but not the same recipe for orchards.
Now we calibrate according to the soil test.
If you go to South America, it's different. It's
ये भी आप डाल दें और
गाला सारा डाल देना.